And then from April till now, which we're in October right now, you acquired 2 more properties. The one we're in right now and another one in Windsor. So so that's short span, you acquired 2 more properties?
Yeah. So as soon as we acquired that one, and just like when we signed the papers for that property, that was just before May, probably like 3 weeks before May, we signed the papers for this property as well in a week. So this was closing in April 1st. So even when we closed this property, we're still in Windsor working on that property, getting it ready to go. And then once it was done, we came back to downtown Toronto. We just figured that it doesn't make no sense to just rent like this property in Cambridge out and stay in downtown Toronto when everything in downtown Toronto is closed.
Yeah.
So we just decided, why don't we move to the Cambridge property? It's not that far away, it's like less than an hour drive. So why don't we move here, do some renovations by ourselves, and then slowly, even if we don't feel like doing renovations, we can just outsource it and oversee it easily.
Yeah.
So we got this property, which I think I've told you the numbers on this property.
Yeah.
So the plan here is just to renovate the basement first, Airbnb it, get as much rents as possible from the Airbnb, and then slowly renovate the top. And then once the top is renovated, we might just, like it all depends when COVID opens up, when things go back to normal. If we still feel like moving to Toronto, we might move to Toronto, just Airbnb the upper and lower unit. Like my idea with investing is all the properties should be self-sustaining, and then it should give you some cash flow.
For sure.
So even though this is in Cambridge where properties are not like cash flowing or self-sustaining, this property is self-sustaining, and in the end if I just do Airbnb with both the units, it's cash flowing as well. So that's amazing about this property.
And then the third one.
Yeah.
So the third one, we were actually looking for a while to find like a good deal, and then we stumbled upon, we were actually looking, like we thought that why don't we invest in another student rental in the Windsor area, which we tried to do in the beginning because the market was so hot, we just thought we'll just leave it.
Chill out, yeah.
So this time we thought that why not we check out that area, because no students are coming here, so properties might be selling for cheap, or at least there's no bidding war for those properties, right? Like it was back in the day. So we were just looking out in the market trying to find a deal. So after buying a few properties, we realized it does make sense to buy under market value properties, but since we were not movie investors now, we realized that we need to find creative ways to add value to these properties. In the sense, like just buying a rundown property and renovating, that's something you can do, obviously. That's a good, if the numbers work, that's something you can do.
Yeah.
But then how can you creatively add value? Because when you go to bid on these properties, you'll get outbid by someone who's like bidding like crazy.
Yeah.
He definitely sees something that you will never see. What is that thing? Probably the plot of the land is big enough to add like another secondary unit side by side to the house. Probably you can add like a back addition and improve the ARV of the property. So these things, we started thinking about that, and then one of our buddy named Marco Agbaba, who is like a killer student rental guy, like he's a real estate agent in Windsor. He's a killer guy in terms of student rental. He's doing amazing things. He's buying properties, running it down. His aim is to make like 4plexes, every unit having like 5-6 bedrooms. So like in the end, a 4plex will have like 6, 12, 18, 24 bedroom student rental.
Shit.
Just imagine, and then one bedroom will rent for like 650, 700. So you can imagine the cash flow he'll be making. So that kind of idea. So we spent some time with him to understand what he likes to do and how we can implement that. And suddenly we ran into a property which was trying to wholesale, which was at Bridge Avenue, which is pretty close to the University of Windsor, which had like 5 bedrooms. It was decently priced. It had like, the best thing about that house was it didn't feel like a student rental. It has all tiled, both washrooms, amazing condition. The house is in good condition. You have quartz countertop in the kitchen, so you don't even feel like you are in a student rental house. So we got that property, I think in August, we got that property under contract, and then we were trying to finance it. it didn't go easily with A lenders since the property didn't have a living room. Like all the like free space in the house was converted into rooms, so it was like we had a really tough time getting A lender financing, but that kind of pushed us into exploring alternate financing options like private money and stuff, which took us to the next level, where now we know if the numbers work amazing on a property, even though private financing is expensive, but if the numbers work fine and the numbers can take care of the extra expense you got to pay for private financing, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So we explored that. We got this house, which is like a 5-bedroom house, 5-bedroom, 2 washroom, 1 kitchen, which we paid like 275K
Okay.
for that house, and then the rents can go up to I think $2,700. So like you can roughly average it out to like $600 a room or $650
Yeah.
maybe. The best part about this property is we have a plan to build like a back addition to this property,
Right.
where in the back addition we can add a couple more bedrooms. So I get this property 275. The cost of adding a back addition is roughly 40 grand
Mm-hmm.
based on the square footage. So I think it's roughly 40 grand. So that kind of gets me to what, 275, 285, 95, 305, 315.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I paid a little extra for private financing, so that's another 15K on top. So that's like roughly 320,
330.
330,
Yeah.
330. So the total expense of this house is 330K.
Right.
But once I'm done adding the 2 bedrooms, my selling price of this house becomes 375. My ARV becomes 375.
Without appreciation too, right?
Yeah, this is without appreciation. This is today's value.
Yeah.
Like there is a 7-bedroom house that sold on the same street like a month ago for 375.
Mm.
So which is
Wow.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
So the thing with adding back additions and stuff like that is like you need to deal with the city, get permits. It's a process, but it's not a problem for me because the student rental market is not that hot.
Yeah.
As long as I have a few tenants in, they're taking care of my expenses. That's all right.
Yeah.
And if it takes time, it takes time. It's not a problem.
For sure. I mean, there's no rush in this game, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not like you have like a big quantity of large quantity of students coming in and you wish your house was ready. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get through the process from the city, get the permits done. Probably we'll get the permits by December. You can't build anything in the winter. Probably you shouldn't build anything in the
Yeah.
winter. So I'll just probably rent it out for another semester. Jan, Feb, March, April. Rent it out for another semester. And then after April, I'll start doing the construction when it's summer. And probably by September, I'll be ready, fully furnished, ready to rent. And hopefully we'll be done with COVID and then we can rent out all the 7 bedrooms.
Sweet.
Well, there we go.
So I'm expecting to make easily $1,000 to $1,500 cash flow on this property.
Mm-hmm.
So that
That's
is
crazy.
safe too.
Yeah, I can see it. And then do you have any plans for getting out of private funding? Like, do you want to refinance it with a different bank or?
So the idea with this property is since the current funding that like the private financing I have right now, it's a little expensive. I paid like 4% application fees and I'm paying 6.75% rate of interest,
Mm-hmm.
interest only payments. So it's a little expensive, but what is expensive when your rents can take care of it? So it's
Yeah.
not that bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the end of the day, if you can see the value, what other people can't see, the deal is good.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And if the rents can take care of the expenses, what do I have to worry? It's not like I'm holding the property for the next 8 months and I am not getting any rents.
That's true.
My tenants are taking care of all the rents, so all the expenses, so I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that. What was the question, buddy?
Yeah, were you planning on switching into
Yeah.
a different bank or a B lender instead of
So the
private?
idea here is once I'm done with the renovations, like currently the ARV of that property is 375K.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where it will be until roughly next summer. I don't know where it will be. Probably it will be in a better space. But the thing about student rental is it might sell for 375, but it doesn't get you can't get that ARV when you go for an appraisal.
Right.
So you might get a lower appraisal, but I'm hoping that the market slowly climbs up
Right.
until the time I am ready to refinance. But even if it doesn't, I will refinance it for whatever value I get. If it is a very attractive value, I'll refinance it, go to any.
All right. So Sid, obviously you have plans for next year to finish your project. If people want to follow along in your journey, where can they follow you and can they ask you questions?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, follow along my journey as a real estate investor, all the highs and the lows of being an investor. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll drop my
Links down
handle
below.
here. And you can even follow my brother, he's my partner, we go through everything together. And I'll also drop a link to our business page.
Perfect. So yeah, guys, all the links will be down below. Make sure you go follow them, send them a DM, show them some love. And other than that, that's pretty much it from myself, Umar, and Sid for today. If you did enjoy the video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And make sure you check out all the other videos we've made with Sid. Loads of bangers. But yeah, until next time, see you guys later. Thanks and goodbye.
Peace.